A couple weeks ago, I showed you the 2024 GMC Canyon AT4X, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I thought this week we'd take a look at another pickup truck in the same segment. This is the 2024 Chevrolet Colorado Z71. I'm James, this is Test Drive, and as usual, I'm going to take you on a full tour of this really nice looking small pickup truck. So as usual, let's take a look under the hood. We have a 2.7 liter turbocharged engine. It is called the Chevrolet's Plus engine, so there's a little bit more torque in this one, I believe. We have 310 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. Now you're also getting an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you get the all-wheel drive system as well. This Chevrolet Colorado also has 7,700 pounds of towing capacity. And as for the bed space, it is on the smaller end, just like we saw on the Canyon. We have a 41.9 cubic feet of total cargo storage. So the Colorado Z71 actually comes in at a slightly less price point than the Canyon did. This one is $59,598 Canadian. So as usual, we're gonna start up first with the front end of the Colorado. It's a really nice metallic gray color. I like the mix of the color and then the black. Of course, we got the blacked out Chevrolet logo. You can see that there's some ice on the front too, and it's gonna accumulate there because it has been snowing and raining and everything in between, literally on my way to filming. So it's taken that weather absolutely excellent. You got the front license plate right there. We do have a front facing camera. We have a 360-degree camera system on this thing, which is absolutely excellent. We have also the system where you can see underneath the suspension, which is great. I loved it on the Canyon. I like it on the Colorado. Great touch. We also have the Z71 logo right up there as well as these really nice daytime running LEDs, the main headlight bulb. These are very bright headlights, and we also have some fog lights right on the bottom. It's excellent. My favorite part of this truck is the front end. It looks aggressive. I love the redesign that Chevrolet has gone for. This is excellent, and it kind of fits the sporty, less off-road vibe that I feel like the Colorado Z71 goes for. All right, so next up, as usual, is the side profile for the Colorado Z71. You can see we have the Colorado badging. We do have a camera in our side view mirrors, and we do have some LED turn signals there as well. They're nice looking side view mirrors as well. As to the sportiness, I like them. We also have the upgraded wheels. These are not the standard wheels. The standard wheels give the car more of an off-road vibe. I feel like these wheels give it more of like a road tripper, highway cruiser kind of vibe, but still can get the job done. As you'll see from the side profile especially, there's not as much ground clearance as I showed you on the Canyon AT4X, because this is really not an off-road version of the Colorado. This is more of a cruiser, but we still have a good amount of ground clearance. This is perfect for like any kind of condition that you really need to drive in, especially here in Quebec. I think this would do really well in the snow, so I'm happy with the ride height and the ground clearance too. Now, if we take a look at it from the back, you can see the bed size is pretty much the same as I showed you last week on the Canyon. And also we have these tail lights that you can kind of see through the body a little bit. We have the Z71 badging. It looks less like an actual badge, more of a sticker, but still there, and we like it. You can also see that we have a little side step to hop into the back if we need to without actually opening the tailgate. I like that as well. We also have one-touch lock and unlocking doors. The button is not on all 4 doors, which is strange. Usually GM is good at putting those things, but you press one of these guys and you're gonna unlock all 4 doors anyway, so that's all right as well. Last but certainly not least, we have the back of the Chevrolet Colorado Z71. It is a very nice looking back. It's very Chevrolet-esque, if I can say. We have these nice tail lights that are like almost like squared off little things here, but I like them. You also get the Chevrolet logo kind of like etched into the back of the tailgate, which I like. The Colorado logo's right there. We have some trailer controls right on the bottom here where they should be. We have some nice little steps here that if you need to get in, I can also use this guy right down here, which I like. We have the backup camera. We do have some parking sensors back here, so that's good when you're backing this thing up. Those parking sensors might be important. And then we'll open it up. It is not an automatic tailgate, but it does kind of, like the Canyon, kind of come down slowly on its own, which is nice, as there's a bunch of ice and stuff in here, because like I said, it's been doing everything, snowing and everything else in between here in Canada this week. And I do have some storage here in the tailgate. It's a very small storage pocket, and it is weatherproof, and it's also lockable so that the weather is sealed. You will not get rain in there, which is very nice. We have a plug back here as well as a bunch of tie down points throughout the whole bed. So this is very good. You can still use this to haul stuff, to bring things around, as long as those things aren't too big. But even if they are, you can drive with this bad boy down and you can tie stuff down like you would any normal pickup truck. So I really like it. I think I'll get good use out of it this week, so that's excellent as well. So yeah, I like it. First impressions are great for this one. It's the exact same thing as the Canyon. I know I got good use out of that one. I know I'm getting good use out of this one. All right, so starting off for the interior with the back seat of the Colorado, it is pretty easy to get in, not as high off the ground as some of the pickup trucks here. So, you know, it's still high. Don't get me wrong, you still got to do some work because there's no step on this one to get in. But once I'm in, I have just enough space behind my own driver profile. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but again, I said it in the Canyon, you really have to figure out what your need is here. For me, this is okay for short trips. I actually have quite a bit of space underneath the seat for my feet. I like that. I do have some vents back here as well, and I have a USB and a USB-C back here, which is also really nice to have. I like the design on these seats. You see how the Canyon AT4X went with like a white and red. This is very much black and red, very rugged, not trying to show off too much, just very simple. It has the tiniest center headrest that I've ever seen on any car, which is pretty interesting. Then we have this guy that folds right down. We got some little armrests or 2 cup holders if you want, and we also have 2 cup holders right here. I do have a nice little view of the sunroof, and there's kind of like a cutout in the lining here for my head, so the headspace is also pretty good. So overall for the back seat of the Colorado, I'm comfortable. Definitely not comfortable enough to do a long road trip, but definitely for an hour or two, no problem. So there you go. There's the back seat of the Colorado. Let's hop in the business end. Let's check out up front. All right, so here we are in my favorite seat of the house, as usual, in the front seat of the Z71 Chevrolet Colorado. I really like it. I have a nice steering wheel with, again, the blacked out Chevrolet logo that I like. I like the red trim around it too with a little silver accent. Not a boring steering wheel at all. I've also got some cruise control stuff. There's no Super Cruise or Blue Cruise. There's nothing like that on here. There's no Super Cruise controls for the steering wheel because it's not equipped on this version of the Colorado that I have, but we do have some basic cruise control. It'll stop for you and kind of control traffic. That is very nice. I have heated steering and I have some media controls, very basic stuff, as well as I have some media controls on the back of the steering wheel. Very convenient there. I like the air vents. The air vents in Chevrolets, they always remind me of the Camaro. They remind me very much the Camaro. You got these circled kind of jet engine looking things, and they look fantastic on a truck. It really looks cool. I love that design. The design in here, again, is very black and red. You can see it on the seats. There's a little bit of like piano black in the low touch area, so that I don't mind because I'm not going to get it fingerprinty, easy to keep clean. I'm also noticing that we have a Bose sound system. I've got a powered sunroof right above me, so I am very comfortable. I even have 2 powered seats for the driver and the passenger, and they're memoried for the driver, which is great. Now let's get on to the digital gauge cluster that looks like it's been redesigned for me. I've never seen these on the Chevrolet trucks. It's very nice. The only thing is it doesn't fill up the whole space. I have like a small square, and it feels like it feels like they're holding back, especially since this truck is almost $60,000. I feel like you should just give me the full screen. I've seen other Colorados that I think do have the full screen, and I'm not sure why they made that decision to kind of like DLC you and not give you the full screen. It looks weird. It's hard to not to notice. It's like very hard not to notice, and I just wish that should be standard. If you're gonna have the space for it, just give us the full screen. I don't know if you want to lock content or not, but at least give us the full screen. But other than that, other than not having the full screen, it's so easy to use. There's so many different things that I can customize. The views are very nice to look at. I am happy with the information that I get from this gauge cluster. I just wish it was bigger. That's it. So next we'll move on to the infotainment display, which is very nice. Again, it's Google controlled. They almost changed up the theme between the Canyon and the Colorado. It's basically the same thing. I've got cameras all around the car, underneath, front, back, anywhere you can imagine. That is an add-on though. You will pay more for that package. You will pay more for these capabilities. So just keep that in mind, that this isn't a standard thing, nor is the dual zone automatic climate control, nor is the heated seats or the ventilated seats. Those are all add-ons that you're gonna see when you go on the configurator. So I just want buyers to be careful of this and to not expect that this is standard, because a lot of the features in here are not standard. I also do have built-in navigation. I have, you know, nice climate control settings that I like. There's a bunch of physical buttons. I loved it on the Canyon. I love it here on the Colorado. Exactly the same layout, pretty much. There's maybe buttons that are switched around. I noticed that down here I have like switches for like my, you know, my four ways, my lane keep, my aux control. I can also press one button to roll down all the windows. These buttons are a little bit switched around in the Canyon, but that's pretty much the only difference I noticed from the center console. We also have a wireless charging pad that has like a camo trim on it. I like that. We have our drive mode selector where we don't have as many drive modes. It's really like a hauling mode, an off-road mode, and a normal mode, and there's not much else in between that, but you don't really need that much else, so that's great. Then we have a physical shifter. This one has a Chevrolet badge on it. We saw that same thing in the Canyon, so still very nice. I like to use it, and you don't see them very much anymore, so we'll take that too. I like the feel of all the material. This material looks like it's cloth, but it's not. It's like this hard, almost like sandpapery feel, but it's not uncomfortable to rest your arm on it either. There isn't a lot of cushion, but it's also not uncomfortable. But I like it because it's easy to get dirty. It's easy to get dirty, but also very easy to clean, and that's important with these pickup trucks that you're going to intend to use. So last but not least, I'll talk about seat comfort. It's very, very comfortable in here. I've got no problem. You can get this, you know, this same interior but with cloth seats, or you can go with red seat belts. I think that's really the only thing that I'm missing in here interior wise is those red seat belts, but these leather seats are very, very comfortable. I've had no problem. I could sit up front or drive in this car for road trips upon road trips with absolutely no problem. I am very comfortable. But let's see how it would be on the road. Let's actually take it for a test drive. Let's go. All right, so here I am on the road in the Chevrolet Colorado Z71 or Z71, however you want to say it, that age-old debate, Z or Z, whichever one you want to say. But so far this week, it's been pretty good. Like, obviously, the one thing that I'm noticing, if I compare it directly to the Canyon, because they are so close in price point, is that the ride quality in the Colorado is a little bit more bumpy. I notice it a little bit more, the bumps, because obviously the Canyon had DSSV dampers, so obviously I'm gonna feel that without them. So it's not, but it's not bad. Like, it's not uncomfortable. It's probably actually one of the better pickup truck rides that I've had. Like, if you compare it to something like the Ford Ranger that we checked out like at the beginning of this year, then, you know, that one had really bad ride quality. This is not bad. This is very comfortable, very easy to live with, and I think that's the important thing, is like, you're really not going to notice too many bumps unless you're really going over some hard terrain where you're going to get tossed around. But still, I still think you can get away with some good off-road fun with this thing and really not have any problems. So I mentioned a little bit before in the interior tour that we do have some drive modes. They're not many. It's off-road, it is a tow haul mode, and then we have terrain mode. So, you know, not too many. So I'll just leave it in normal mode. I'll pump the brakes here quickly, and I'll give it some beams. Not bad. You know what? I can't hate that. It's got a pretty good pickup. It seems like it's front wheel bias to me, the way that the pickup goes. And it has like, I don't know if the camera picked it up. The engine sound isn't horrendous, which is nice. And it also, again, it has that like diesel whistle. Like it has like this whistle, just like the Canyon did. It's very, very interesting. I could feel the torque though. You could feel like the engine or the wheel speed wanted to go faster than actually the engine could keep up with for a bit. And I'm assuming that that's going to be very useful for towing stuff and hauling stuff. So that's good news, because I feel like these trucks are still going to be used for that. They're going to be used to tow campers and jet skis and boats and all that different kinds of stuff. And you could probably do all that just fine with this little Chevrolet Colorado pickup truck. I don't think you'd have a problem at all. Now, handling wise, we're all right. You know, quite a bit of body roll, but what do you expect? We're a big truck, or a big small truck, if you want to say. But it is a big vehicle that I'm in here, so obviously body roll is definitely going to be something that you're going to notice, especially if you're trying to really rip this thing around, which I'm usually not. Fuel economy, we're looking at the 16 liters per 100 kilometers, which isn't terrible. It's actually not bad. It's about the same as what the Canyon was. I'm generally not pushing pickup trucks. I'm generally not pressing the gas all the way to the floor, except for when I'm doing a video or, you know, trying to cover something specifically with the speed. I'm really not doing anything like that. So I'm driving it absolutely normally, exactly how I would drive my normal road car if I were to drive this thing. So no worries at all there. I'm like I said, I'm really comfortable in this seat. I've got no problems. It's just, you know, the biggest downfall for me is the fact that I feel like I've gotten cheated with this digital gauge cluster. I feel like they should have just made that standard. If you're going to make the space, make it available, and make it available on all the trims. I just feel like that makes your car more attractive. And especially at the price that they want for a pickup truck like this, I think they're you know, they're close, they're teetering on a full-size pickup truck kind of market, and it's difficult to justify getting a small one over a big one at like maybe a couple of $1,000s of a difference. It really, I think, to differentiate, you really need different trims that will separate it. And it's just like, you know, it's unfortunate that you have to pay for all these different packages to get like heated seats, heated steering. I think stuff like that at this point in the game, at this point in the car industry, I think you need to put it standard. I just wish I saw that. One thing I will say is that this redesign for the Colorado and just the GM pickup trucks in general has been excellent. Like, this interior reminds me so much of the Canyon, but like the Canyon was so good, so it's okay that, you know, they're sharing kind of the same shell. I love it, you know, and it feels like sporty. It feels Chevrolet-esque with these vents that look like they're straight off a Camaro. I love the look of it. I really do. Like, I don't hate it at all. I don't find it boring, although the colors aren't like, you know, mixed up like the Canyon. They don't have white or whatever. The red seatbelts would maybe add some little accent to it, but you don't need that. And I don't think a lot of people even care about that. I think the redesign is fantastic. I think they really did a good job. I think they've paid attention to what people wanted, maybe not necessarily what people wanted to pay for, but definitely they're giving you what the people want. It looks modern, looks rugged, looks like it's ready to handle everything, and it still has like the same gusto as a big pickup truck. I feel like I don't feel any different versus driving a full-size pickup truck, and I like that. I like that it has the personality of a big pickup truck while still in a small one. Maybe some people that, you know, the ego will go to your head and you'll think you're driving a big pickup truck but you're driving a small one. If that's what you're looking for, these kind of trucks, the Canyon, the Colorados, maybe the Ranger too, but, you know, specifically GM speaking, these are solid. These are really solid. Like, I've used this already. I recently bought a freezer. I put it in the bed, no problem. It fit in the bed perfectly, no worries. And I was able to tie it down with all the tie points. It didn't move at all. I wasn't worried at all. And it's for things like that. You know, if you tend to move things around a lot, or you just need the occasional peace of mind that you've got a great winter car, because this all-wheel drive system so far for me, I've driven in it like sort of winter or changing conditions, ice, snow, rain, pretty much everything. None of it stayed, obviously, but I did get to test it, and the all-wheel drive system, I had full confidence the whole time. If ever I felt like the back was too loose, pop that thing and I'll force it to go in all-wheel drive and take it out of the automatic mode, and it will be perfect. Plant it to the road, no problem. So it's just great. It's just a peace of mind thing without having to maybe pay the full price of a full pickup truck, or having to take the full space of a full pickup truck in your driveway. That's also an important thing. So overall, for the Colorado, I'm a fan. I like this redesign. I like the way it looks. I just wish that they offered you more for your money. I feel like there should be a lot more things that are standard in here, and hopefully as the years come, as they build on this platform that they have, they will include more things standard and things will become more affordable, and we'll see more of these cars on the road, because that's, I think, what GM wants, and that's definitely what I want to see, because they're nice cars to look at. So there you go. I do like it. I just wish the price was a bit lower. And with that being said, I will say thanks for watching this year, because this is my final press car for the 2023 year. It's been a great one. What a ride it's been. I've gotten to drive some cars this year that I never would have imagined doing this a year ago. So thank you to our community at PRN. Thank you so much for accepting me, for welcoming me, for allowing me to be here and do this alongside Niall. It's been one of the coolest things I've done and probably will ever be able to do in my life. I've gotten on some press trips. I've done some other media events behind the scenes that weren't really filming involved, but just kind of networking. I've been able to do all that. I've been able to meet some really incredible people that have the same interests as me, and that doesn't happen without you guys watching. None of this happens. Like, Niall doesn't get to do what he does if you guys don't watch and like and subscribe and comment. None of it. None of it. We all depend on you. We all depend on you so much, and you give us so much back that it never feels like work. Whenever we're filming, I think I speak for everybody here at PRN when I tell you, whenever we are filming, it is not work to us. We absolutely love every second, and it's because of you guys. It's all because of you guys. So thank you so much for your support this year. I hope you'll come back with us in 2024, because if you like the back half of 23, then the front and the entire 2024 is going to be just as good and even better. We're just going to keep improving here, and we're going to keep finding new ways to bring you car content and give you our opinions and help you make the all-important purchase of buying a car, arguably the second biggest purchase of somebody's life. So I want to be there for that for you guys, because you guys are there for us. With that being said, happy holidays, everybody. I'll see you bright and early back in 2024, around the second week of January. You can expect me back. I'll be in another car, and we're going to continue to roll like we did this year, but we're going to do it bigger, and we're going to do it better. So stay tuned. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.